Okay, what is up, guys? So, welcome back to Lizard Life. So, today we're going to be talking about the easiest reptile to keep and why it's so amazing. So, let's get into it. So, to start, easiest reptile to get is definitely a crested gecko. They're one of the cheaper reptiles. They have a pretty simple setup. They have a pretty easy care stuff, and it's not that hard to take care of. But this isn't a care guide, and yes, I will still be making one of those soon. But I'm just not there yet, and I'm gonna double check all my research, although I already know everything I need to know about the reptile to keep one. I just want to have extra facts to make sure that everything is known, and I'm gonna talk about like cohabiting them, although I'm not. But I am gonna talk as much about it as I can, and I'm gonna get as thorough as I can. So that's the reason I'm making this video before that. Although I've already said that I would be making that video, but not this video. It's just because I'm gonna take a bit more time to get all of my research 100% sure. But the crested gecko is definitely the easiest reptile to keep, and there's many reasons. So to start, I will be talking about what products I have. As I said, this won't be a care guide, but this is also just going to be talking about what stuff I got and why crested geckos are so good. To start, they're pretty simple and are a lizard because you probably don't want to be jumping right into a snake, especially if you have parents or a spouse or someone who doesn't want you getting one. You don't want to jump too far too quick. Like I started with crested gecko. I'll get them in a minute, but they're not that hard to take care of. Like you don't have to add heating unless you keep your house really cool, which I do. So I got a Riptizoo heating mat, and I also got a ton of other stuff that I will go into. So let's get into the stuff that I got for it, and then tally up some prices and about the care and all that stuff. So, since we'd have to work our way up with substrate, let's start with that. So, I did do bioactive enclosure, but I'm not yet. So, I have the bioactive stuff set up, but then it's not one yet because I haven't put anything in it yet. But I will be doing that soon, and I'll probably make a whole video about that because I also have to redo the entire enclosure because like everything fell and I need to redo that. But for the bottom, I just put expanding clay. Then to separate that from the main substrate, I just literally used some window cover thing. I just put that on there. Then for the main substrate, I used Josh's Frogs bio bedding. Then I got the interior stuff from literally all over. I also got just some like instant like water moss or whatever that you just add a bit of water for it to start to grow. And I also know I got Zilla bark bends just because I got a ton of stuff to put inside of it. Like I have a coconut husk in there. I have a ton of stuff and I filled it, and you don't have to go too extreme, but you just got to make sure that it does have some place to climb. I did get this guy just because I thought I should, because he's amazing. And we did name him. Now, his name is Percy, and he's pretty energetic right now. Although I'm pretty sure he was just asleep, but I couldn't fully tell. He wasn't jumpy when I would have potentially woken him up. So you do need to spray the enclosure at least twice a day. I just have a like water setup thing where it sprays for 5 seconds every like 16 or so hours, just because of how water like holding in, I guess, my enclosure is, because it is like really holds in moisture well. So I had to that. You don't have to do that. You can literally just spray it down like once a day or whatever, or twice a day potentially. Food is also really easy. So you don't have to, but a lot of people do feed them crickets. That's what I'm gonna do, although I don't have that stuff yet. But it's not gonna be an all the time thing. You should mainly be feeding it like uh, the like powdered diet stuff that you mix with water and all that stuff. So that's what I am feeding it, and I also just have a bit of calcium powder that I am adding, just for that extra calcium because I can't really hurt it that much. I'll put the all the math for how much that all would approximately cost, and it does need an 18 by 18 by 24-inch enclosure itself. Uh, at least that's what I have. It's a pretty standard size, 20-gallon, I think, vertical, because they do need like height. Hey guys, so something I just noticed is that only 19% of my viewers are subscribed, so it would really help me out if you subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. It would really help me out, so thanks. So if you add up all that money, it's really not that much, and you just have to feed it. Some people will say once a day, some people will say every other day. I double checked that he has food every day just to double check, but then like I kind of just add, but then at least after a week, then I make sure that's replaced because can't be there for that long. And then them themselves, I found ones for like $40. There was one at the place that I got this guy at for, there was one that I got this guy at for like, I'm pretty sure it was 20. It was a baby though, and I wanted it really bad, but then I realized that it's a baby and that my enclosure, the enclosure that I already had set up, was for an adult, and I couldn't get a baby basically. So then this guy, who's a young adult, I got instead, who was $110 USD, because am American, and probably the best money I've spent. Although something to know is that you might want to get like you got to get something to make sure that it's cleared between day and night, because they are nocturnal. So I just keep my window open most of the time now, just to make sure it's clear that he can tell. So he probably doesn't like that I'm filming this during the day. But that's about it. I mean, water bills, I guess, because they need to be sprayed, but I don't, that depends on where you live. And I mean, I could add a standard, but, and then I can just do a standard, like how much they would cost for like weekly or something, or monthly, I don't know. Oh, but yeah, so I will have measurements, or not measurements, I should have had, I don't even know at this point. Well, that should be all for today. So, peace.